There it goes. Good morning. My name is Stephen Epstein, and I'm an editorial assistant at CITE English Journal. This is the first recording. It's going to be a short teaser about what we're going to publicize in our upcoming special issue on connected learning in the 21st century teacher education. Today I'm talking with Clarice Moran, and we're talking about her article in the special issue coming up, so let's get started. The theme of the special issue is connected learning. So what benefits and challenges do you think connected learning has from the framework for teacher education research?
Okay, hi, good morning. So connected learning really emphasizes some specific areas. That's interest powered, purpose, academically oriented, production centered, and openly networked principles, which seems like a mouthful, but these are really at the heart of teacher education. So typically we encourage our teacher candidates to pair good pedagogy with relationships. And CL is really about the same thing. It's not a new way of looking at teacher education or even learning in general, but the principles sort of bundle together the best research-supported ideas. We know that we want to capitalize on student interest and choice. We believe in peer feedback and peer-to-peer learning. We know that hands-on constructivist learning is the most engaging. So together, these ideas form the backbone of CL. So the additional layer of production and using an open or free and unrestricted network just sort of brings the ideas into the 21st century. So the challenge really is to accomplish all of this within the current test and data-driven culture. Stakeholders, both inside and outside education, want hard numbers to prove whether an approach is working. And this is more difficult within CL since it's driven by student interest. Students in general are much less interested in writing to a rubric or achieving a certain Lexile score than adults are. So the challenge is to mesh the freedom and interest-powered aspects of CL with the realities of testing. How do you quantify a kid's idea? If it doesn't fit within specific standards, then it seems no one wants to hear about it.
Right. I think you make some great points. Can you tell us a little bit about your work and your article in the upcoming special issue?
Yeah, so my article is about a study that I conducted last fall with a group of pre-service English education teachers here at Kennesaw State University and a class of ninth graders at a local high school here in Metro Atlanta. So we use the free website Slack as a digital third space in which the KSU students and the ninth graders interacted to design multimodal compositions on the themes of Liam O'Flaherty's short story, The Sniper. So both groups put in text and images and video clips and music on Slack and then discussed ways to remix the media. So my intent was really to find a way for our KSU students to get an authentic field experience and to learn how to teach with technology. But our area is notorious for traffic. Traffic in the Atlanta area is horrendous. So many of our students were unable to travel to this high school because of the traffic, because of job commitments or classes. So we thought the digital third space would really be like an obvious fit. So the ninth grade teacher, she also wanted our students to come and help her because she had very little confidence about her ability to use, technology or to teach with technology. She wanted to update her curriculum. So we thought if we met in this free file sharing site, that this would be a good option. So our study lasted about 3 weeks. My students recorded introductory videos for the ninth graders, and those are hyperlinked in the article. And then the ninth grader sent back introductory videos. I didn't include those because of IRB restrictions.
Right.
But they formed teams, and then the teams worked asynchronously on the project as they had time. So my students actually ended up putting together the final multimodal compositions because they had experience from another project earlier in the semester. But we all went out to the high school for a film festival and watched the final projects together. And those are actually hyperlinked in the article as well. So I used a framework for the study. It was connected learning principles, and these were tied to third space theory. So I had read about Baba's third space theory, and I was really fascinated by this notion that there could be a neutral space in which two disparate parties could come together. It's sort of a place where there's this hybridized amalgam of cultures and practices and language that are all brought together to create something new. Other researchers have used the same notion to think about classrooms and ways to democratize education. Potter and McDougall actually put forth the idea that websites could act as a digital third space. So I thought that the principles of using connected learning within this digital third space could make an engaging place where learning could really happen for everybody.
Right, absolutely. You talk a lot about using the digital third space and getting teachers more involved within the article. Can you explain a little bit more about how teachers should approach using the digital third space, or what they should be thinking about when using it?
So the digital third space is really a place where the principles of CL should flourish. It's a space where teachers shouldn't try to overregulate or control. Since CL relies on, those previously stated interest-powered, peer-supported, and so on
Right.
principles, there's not a place for teachers to come in and dictate what the conversation looks like or what the outcome should be. Supportive adults within the space are important, but Ito actually warns against adults leading the learning. She says that this sets up a power dynamic in which the adult is, maybe unintentionally, but still coercing the students to think or talk or do something prescriptive. So most of the learning that's genuine really doesn't happen in a formal environment. It happens sort of outside of school, actually. So teachers should really be thinking about ways they can enable and empower their students to take over the learning within the digital third space. So it really boils down to setting up the space or the website or the chat and then stepping back. The other thing to consider when using a digital third space is that marginalized students frequently will find their voices within this space. Kids who sit quietly in class suddenly have a lot to say in the digital third space. And I think allowing these kids to make their voices heard is incredibly important. For example, kids whose first language isn't English, they can find ways to express themselves in the digital third space that maybe they can't do in the classroom. They have time to think about the right words. They can insert an image or a GIF or an emoji or whatever to express themselves. Also, kids who are shy or marginalized by their peers because of disabilities or sexual orientation or whatever, a lot of that falls away online. So that digital environment really equalizes everything. And we're left with just our ideas and our ability to translate them to others, either through images or words. So in a digital third space, I feel like it makes this really equalized classroom and builds community.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to look out for the special issue that's being released on June 1st at CITE.com. CITEjournal.org, excuse me.
Great. Thank you.